Hi, Derek. Sloan here, directly from Ottawa. Just wanted to address you all today, let you know what I'm doing. I asked a very important question in the House of Commons today. I'm going to post that tomorrow on my Facebook pages, so get ready for that. I wanted to let you know about some other things that are going on. So today is National Human Trafficking Awareness Day, and we all know what a scourge that is upon our society and how we need to all work together to end that, and I've spoken about that many times on the leadership trail and in other places. I also want to mention the motion that we're voting on today in the House of Commons. We are voting on a motion calling attention to the genocidal actions of the Chinese regime against the Uyghur minority. And it looks like the Liberals are voting in favor of that with us. But I also think we need to go a step further and ask countries around the world to push for a ban on the 2022 Olympics in China. I think that this cannot be business as usual. This cannot be treating China like it's just any other country. They don't play by the rules. They shouldn't have the benefits of the Olympics and other things that come with being a player in the international community. So I just want to go over some things that our Prime Minister has a history of. Our Prime Minister has a history of being soft on China, and I have some notes here that I want to go over. So we all have heard of his former comments in November of 2013, where he said, and he expressed glowing admiration of the Communist Party of China. He said, there's a level of admiration I actually have for China because their basic dictatorship is allowing them to turn their economy around on a dime. Well, listen, there may be certain things that we can learn from China, but how to manage their economy is not one. And regardless of the glowing data points that come out of China, I firmly believe that a free market economy will always be better than the type of than the managed economies. And the only success that China has had has been to the degree that they've adopted free market Western approaches. So I disagree with that statement fundamentally. In May of 2016, there was a pay for access fundraiser with a Communist Party of China businessman who donated $1 million to the Trudeau Foundation. And that very person ended up being arrested actually about 6 months ago in a raid at a gambling operation in North York. So it's interesting the type of friends that Trudeau has. In November of 2019, allegedly, we heard this from Rebel News, the Chinese military was here training with Canadian forces on Canadian soil. And I've heard people anecdotally who live in our riding, and of course close to our riding, the CFB Trenton, say that yes, not only have they been on Canadian soil, they've been at CFB Trenton as well. So these are very troubling things. We also have in May 2020, we saw the Liberals sign a deal with a Chinese Communist military-associated pharma lab to produce COVID-19 vaccines in Canada. And you'll remember that I was very vocal about the issues with that. Also, in July of 2020, we saw the government give a contract to a Communist Party of China firm to provide security services for Canadian embassies. Given the Communist Party of China and their associated businesses' skill at trying to steal information from companies around the world, from governments around the world, what an awful decision to do that. In July 2020, the Prime Minister continued to promote technology from the Communist Party of China, Huawei, for the 5G networks, and he still refuses to say that Canada will ban Huawei from working on our internet networks across the nation. February 2021, so this very month, this government, Justin Trudeau, has partnered with the Communist Party of China to fund research at Canadian universities. Previously, we had learned about research on the West Coast with acoustic sonar that could easily be seen as having a military application for the Chinese. In addition to all this, remember John McCallum, the previous Liberal ambassador to China, who was removed from that position. And I just want to highlight this article by Raymond D'Souza, who wrote this article, Where Does Liberal Loyalty Lie with Canada or China? And this article is getting a lot of traction today. And I'm just going to read some things that he wrote in this article. He said, our current federal government got their position spectacularly wrong with our former man in Beijing, John McCallum, who famously said upon his appointment as Canadian ambassador to China that his policy was more, more, more. Whatever China wanted, McCallum wanted more of it. And that is certainly not what Canadians are asking for today. We also know that a current high-ranking Liberal minister has ties to a Chinese bank. They gave him more than $1 million for a mortgage on one of his homes that he has around the world. And we also know that many of our public health policies that we implemented in this country were based on faulty information that came out of China. And I've, on many occasions, listed the ways in which they misled the rest of the world with respect to COVID. And in fact, allowed 5 million people to leave Wuhan and travel around the world when they knew that that was the epicenter of the virus. So these are questions that we need to look at more closely as time goes on. And there's many countries around the world calling for united research and a united approach to looking at what China did. But I just wanted to bring you up to speed on what we're doing today with this motion. And I hope you approve of what I'm doing here in Ottawa. Please continue to contact me and sign up for my newsletter if you'd like to hear directly from me. You never know with social media censorship when I may mysteriously disappear from the friendly airwaves of Facebook and other places. But please do go to my website, www.dereksloan.ca, hit subscribe, and you can hear directly from me in my email newsletter. Thank you so much. God bless Canada. Have a great day.